If health, body image, food, diet, and fitness are things that trigger you, I would like to give a trigger warning for this video. There will be timestamps in the description box and also posted as a pinned comment so you can skip ahead to desired sections or avoid triggering topics altogether. All right, I thought we would have some cozy vibes today since it's overcast here where I am. And I've got my tea, water, and a wonderful cozy background for the vibes today. So I hope you're doing well wherever you are, whenever it is that you're watching this. Welcome to Consciously Curated. This is a channel where we do all things self-care, mindfulness, and wellness based. Today I thought I would hop on and give a month in review. So last month was the end of 2021, thank goodness. And I walked into this year really wanting to take charge and ownership over my life. I wanted to set the scene, set the stage, as you've seen in my vision board video. I want to be the magazine editor of my life. That is the energy that I want to embody and embrace this year. So I wanted to take some actual steps in order to ground that energy. I'm a big believer in affirmations and visualization in order to manifest and call in whatever it is that you're seeking or desiring. So for me, my manifestation practices vary. I could use scripting as a way to manifest, or visualization, which for me comes in the form of not just meditation, but also song meditation, listening to music that invokes a certain feeling for me. And I can sit in that feeling, in that energy that I'm trying to call in, or one that I would like to experience in the future. And then affirmations are another way for me to more so do self-work, not necessarily manifestation, but self-work, self-check-in, and unlearning subconscious programming. So that is the gist of what I do. And so I've got my phone here. Today, I thought it would be fun just to share the affirmations I'm loving and the songs that I'm loving that I'm using for manifestation. So let's get into it. I don't know about the rest of you. Do leave below. Who do you listen to for affirmations? Do you make them up yourself? Where do you find your affirmations? And how often do you say them? Do you change them out as well? Let us know. Exiting last year, I had a few that were my top affirmations. And the main source of affirmations for me is Affirmation Pod by Josie Ong. Yeah, check it out if you haven't tried affirmations before. She makes them very easy. They're more like meditations. They're so comforting and soothing. So that podcast is one that I've been listening to for a couple years now. My top affirmation episodes from last year were Good Things Are Coming, episode 359, in case you're wondering. My second most listened to episode was Amazing Opportunities Are Coming, episode 374, which is a follow-up to Good Things Are Coming, the first one I mentioned. Both of those, I have been listening to those probably on repeat since the summer of 21. So I was pretty used to them and got into a really good routine with them. But I think I listened to them for so long because the stories that I've told myself of I'm doing the best I can, but things can always go 50-50, but I err more on the side of always be cautious, always have a backup plan. And I just wanted to restructure that thinking in the sense of, why don't you assume that things are going to go well? And why don't you go into things with that mindset? That was really helpful, I think, throughout the year, rewiring how I see the world, right? I don't know how to explain it. I think you know what I mean. We all have that negative self-talk. It just shows up in different ways and definitely in different times. So mine at that time, up until the end of the year, was, I don't know. Things work out for other people, but do they really work out for me? I don't know. And I was like, you got to fix that thinking. Another one that was prominent from the summer of 21 to the end of the year was affirmations for confidence in your ability to make money. And that was a huge one. So I'm not sure which episode number this one is, but it is pretty awesome. It's a longer episode, so it's 11 minutes and 12 seconds. Of course, take out the advertisements and the intro and sign off portions of the episode, but it's pretty great if you have money blockages or negative beliefs around money. I grew up as someone not having a lot of access to places and access to things, resources, money being one of them. I'm very aware that I have had a negative mindset surrounding money leading up to this point. Where do you know certain people in the spiritual community who are like, oh, money is the root of all evil. I don't want money. I don't want to deal with money. That was very much me. It's the source of all greed. It's kind of grimy. It's kind of gross. I don't want it. And so there was this resistance I noticed. I started to pick up on resistance to making a lot of money and resistance to accepting or believing I'm worthy of having money. It was deeper for me than just, oh, I don't want to deal with it. My worth was tied up into it and everything, because I don't know if I'm going to repost my actual first videos on this channel again or keep it behind a paywall. I'm not sure yet, just because I don't know, I'm kind of scared. Unfortunately, people are not kind on the internet to those who look like me, and I'm just in my recovery journey. I'm not trying to incur more trauma, so I'm just trying to be mindful of that. But I have had people in the past not want to pay me what I'm worth and really having a hard time advocating for myself in professional spaces. And so that was a huge block for me. And I wanted to kind of dismantle that, do it little by little, but really get used to the idea that, hey, I am worthy of making a lot, and I'm worthy of getting paid what I ask for or what the actual value of my work is based on my experience and my knowledge, my wisdom. I'm worth getting paid all of that. And anyone who doesn't want to do that, that's a red flag, and that's a sign for me. Maybe that's not something that'll work for me. And of course, that shed a light on the fact that I settle because I know I have to survive in this world, and money is something that you do need to survive. But it was like, okay, I need to stop settling. And so I was really working on last year, retraining my mind and definitely addressing that I didn't want to keep reliving cycles surrounding money where people would be trying to not pay me what I'm worth or not pay me at all. Like, that's just something that I thought to myself, that needs to stop. I don't care if I need to just diversify my income streams. It kind of gave me some courage. And then when some opportunities came up, I wasn't as afraid to ask for what I really thought I should be receiving. Although I didn't get that, I at least did something that I had never done before, which was say, hey, no, that's a little lower than what I deserve. And so that made me pretty happy. So thank you to Josie Ong and all those behind the scenes of the Affirmation Pod, because y'all really helped us out, okay? You really did. I would have never been able to speak up for myself had it not been for that episode and just listening to it and soaking it all in on a daily basis. So thank you for that. Moving on to some more affirmations here. So kind of piggybacking off of that episode 378, Affirmations for Trusting Your Intuition, which was a repost, I guess, from maybe years ago. That episode really came about because I was dealing with some things in the workplace, some like racial issues, and I was really struggling with, hey, I don't know if this is where I want to be. I'm not really okay with what's going on, and should I speak up about it or should I not? Having to make that final call and decision towards the last portion of the year, I was really conflicted, nervous. I didn't know how to say anything about some of the concerns that I had. And well, I can either keep my mouth shut and keep this job and keep money flowing in, or I can say something and potentially risk losing this opportunity, but I would hope that wouldn't be the response. So I was really grappling with that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this one on every single morning until I
get the courage, because I kind of knew already at that point when I was questioning myself, I kind of knew already that I was going to say something, but it was just, I gotta get okay with it in my mind and my heart. Like, okay, you're gonna say something. You're gonna say something. You need to follow your intuition here. And everything logically is telling you not to do it, but you have to internally. Your soul can't take it. Your soul is dying to speak, and you have to do this. You have to follow your intuition. So just muster up the courage, get your wits about and in order, and do what your intuitive nudges are telling you to do. And so that's what I did. I put this one on, and maybe a week later, I had finally gotten up the courage to raise my hand and say something about it. Some other affirmations that were incredible for me last year. Again, during the summer of 21, I kind of really ramped up with my mindful morning routine again. My affirmations would be interchangeable. I would switch them out just based on what I felt like I needed. So the next couple of episodes are going to be the ones that I switched out. Episode 371 from Affirmation Pod, Breathwork and Affirmations to Start Your Day. And this one is really nice. If you try it, let me know how you like the experience, because it is so calming. It's so soothing. It's perfect with yoga in the morning. She just walks you through breathing, fitting in some kind affirmations about worth and starting the day, and just getting your mind set to focus, letting your thoughts just breathe. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't feel like I anchor into my body with any other episode as much as I do this one. It's just such a stress relieving experience. I really love that one. Please let me know if you try it, because it's amazing. Okay, so the next one I would switch out is Affirmations for Building Momentum, episode 362. And I would do that in conjunction with Good Things Are Coming, episode 359. And that one was really nice as well, especially with being a social entrepreneur. It can get really draining, and definitely with YouTube and social media, I've been back from my social detox now for like 3 years, so just about as much time as I was away. And so it can get discouraging and disheartening, especially because I don't think I'm the best marketer. I'm really good at creating content, speaking about it, promoting it, having the confidence to do all that, having the gumption to do all of that is really hard for me. I just feel like sometimes it can get into like phony territory. You're just putting on a show. And so it seems monotonous to me. And it's hard for me to stay motivated to do that. So this episode was really helpful in that sense of, after I would train my mind to think, okay, good things are coming, good opportunities are coming, good things are happening in life. I welcome all of that to come in. And now I can just build on that, right? Once I'm of the actual belief that those things can happen, I'm going to maintain that energy, and I'm just going to move forward on it. I'm going to move forward with that in mind. That was a formula that really worked for me as well. And following that one, in the summer of 21 to the end of 21, I would follow that episode up with When It's Time to Feel Worthy. That kind of tied in with the deprogramming my mind. Ever since I've been aware that I've had trauma, worth and self-worth have been huge things in my life. Trying to reprogram myself and my mind to understand that I am worthy of receiving support and having the right to just be and exist as I am. Those were all very hard things for me to embrace prior to 2017. And it's something that, once you have trauma and you're aware of your social conditioning or toxic social conditioning, anything like that, it is an every single day battle, especially in recovery. It's an everyday battle to not slip back into past beliefs, behavior, tendencies, patterns, habits. And so, I am aware that I can at times slip back into this idea of low self-esteem or low self-worth, where I will settle because I feel like I have no other choice. I don't have many allies, or advocates, especially within certain spaces. And so it dawned on me, especially during the summer, that certain things, like certain options, don't even come up in my mind because I don't even think about that. I'm so conditioned to believe you just accept whatever you can get. And that was sad to me to realize, oh, I'm still kind of operating from that belief system and I don't want to do that anymore. I really need to hunker down and dive back into inner work surrounding self-worth. And so that episode is really helpful as well. So now we're here. 2022, we've arrived. So now my top affirmation episodes and affirmations in general are still from Affirmation Pod. Now I have been doing episode 389, which is affirmations for starting a new chapter in your life. And that came about with this YouTube channel because I think I decided in May of last year that I really wanted to pursue this YouTube thing and put myself back out there in that way, and really waking up from some racial traumas. Oh God. And feeling like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to put myself out there. I feel like it's kind of safe to do that now. And this episode wasn't out yet, but it's kind of funny how things work out. I was still warming up to the idea, but I wasn't fully ready to actualize it yet. I was still kind of working out, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? I have to have a niche. I have to have an angle here. Like, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to make it interesting? How am I going to edit? How am I going to streamline my creative process? I was just thinking about all of those things, kind of got just too busy to really do any of them. But now I feel like I'm kind of in a better space and more open to that idea, taking the time to write notes and set up a plan for myself of what I want to do, what I want to cover. This episode has been really helpful for that and getting my mind set in the fact, hey, I'm doing this new thing. It is completely new to me and there's going to be a learning curve. It's okay. I'm going to work through it. And it's going to turn out great. So this episode has been amazing for that. Let me take a sip of my tea, honey, because I realize I haven't done that yet. Okay, wouldn't that be funny if I spilled? And I'm drinking peppermint green tea. Let me know what kind of tea you like. I drink decaf just because, former caffeine addict here. I gave all that up. So I'm a tea person now. So yeah, let me know, what kind of tea do you like? Moving on, episode 393 of Affirmation Pod, which is Affirmations, I've Turned My Life Around. Now, I just did this one this morning. I think it'll be great to keep on replay, probably with the When It's Time to Feel Worthy episode as well, or just interchanging with Building Momentum or something like that. I think in conjunction with starting a new chapter, it'll really help me stay focused on the task at hand and just really thinking about, hey, I'm going full steam ahead. I am going to turn my life around in the sense of I am done with corporate America. And I will explain that in another video and why I'm done with corporate America. But I don't ever want to be in that kind of position to sacrifice my integrity ever again, which, I'm glad I haven't done that yet. I'm glad I haven't, but I'm just tired of being put in those positions where I have to make a decision between my livelihood and my survival and my mental health, or the mental health and well-being and the care of those who look like me or those who are marginalized and racialized people. So I'm tired of being put in those positions. And so that is a huge difference, right? That is going to require me to put myself out there in completely different ways, to think outside the box and really embrace this energy that I am doing this. It will be amazing. I'm going to turn my life around. I'm going to be the magazine editor of my life, because now from this day forward, since January 1, 2022, I am deciding that I'm consciously going to design my dream life. And that does not include corporate America or any situation where I am not my own boss, where I don't have some sort of say over the content I'm creating or how my days are structured or the time that I put in here. It's just, I want to be my own authority. And so that, I think, is what inspired me to switch up my affirmations in January and really focus on calling in a new chapter for myself. Now, some other affirmations that I've been using, I found on Pinterest somewhere, and I wish if I find who I got it from, I will credit it, or maybe it was from a YouTube video. I don't remember. But to whoever made these affirmations, thank you, because they've been really helpful. And those affirmations are, my time is now. I will do what it takes to make my dreams come true. It is nothing but miracles and blessings for me from this day forward. Those are the top 3 that I've now added into my own meditation practice, and they're incredible. They're everything that I'm really working on, putting all of my energy into, especially this year. I'm really grateful to whoever made those affirmations. Thank you so much. I think self-work, personal development, all those things are just amazing. The more you learn about yourself, the more you can own who you are, especially in different situations, especially in your own life, with regards to understanding how you self-sabotage or how you respond to certain situations, and being aware of your triggers so as not to trigger other people or respond negatively to other people in a way that hurts them. Understanding other people and better relating with them, building healthier relationships with them, I think it's just awesome. So now I'm going to go into songs that I've been listening to. They are what I've been listening to for visualization purposes. So the first one is If I Never Say a Word by Matt Corby. And I love this one because as someone who is in codependency recovery, I feel like the song just embodies that constant inner conflict and inner turmoil of I have to speak, but if I don't, things will be okay. Things will be cushy. Everything will be okay. Like there won't be any conflict, and I'm okay with that. As someone who hates conflict, but conflict is needed, and that's something that I'm learning. You know, it's okay. It is a part of human connection and growth, and so there's more balance and harmony, I think, that comes from actually speaking your mind and actually saying the things you need to say, not squashing them down. So I love that. But also the song is just pure hippie vibes, and I love that. I just vibe out, visualizing what I want to come from it. And it's awesome. It's just a wonderful experience. So check out that song if you haven't heard it yet. The next song is Overheated by Billie Eilish. I get hype off that song. Does anyone else get hype? I really do. I don't know what it is about it, but she kind of feeling herself in the song, and I'm with that. Okay, when I'm listening to the song, I think about being in a rainy, sleepy town. You're the boss bitch. You're the one that stands out for some reason, and you're on your shit, on your grind, and you can talk your shit because you bout it. And so that's where I go when I listen to the song, and the energy that I definitely want to be in this year and going forward. So let's see. I don't know if I want to include this one. Should I include this one? Child, don't come for me. But like, come for me, please. So the next one is Scoop featuring Doja Cat by Lil Nas X. Okay. And I think that one goes without saying because, I mean, who doesn't want a good time every now and then, okay? But also, I just love more so the part where he's owning himself. That's a theme. That's definitely a theme here, right? Are we noticing with the music? Okay, so owning who he is, he's not afraid to just put it all out there. Yeah, I'm doing this, and for this reason, what? You got a problem with it? Too bad. Like, I love it. And I love the parts where they're speaking to working on their bodies, and because that's something I want to do again as someone who was addicted to exercise, and I struggled with orthorexia for most of my life, and I wasn't aware of that until recently. I am now in a space where I'm open to taking on more strenuous exercise, not just feel good yoga. I definitely want to expand on my yoga practice and my abilities there, but I'm also more open to strength training and kickboxing or doing something fun with exercise, not something that I can obsess about. I don't want to ever get there again. Having a treadmill in the house or around me is not good because if I see it, you know, at least that's what I'm afraid of. And so I'm ready to take those gradual steps to really get my body in shape and have it represent how I feel. So I love the parts in the song where they're talking they shit about what they do to be the one that everybody want to be laid up with, okay? Not that I'm trying to lay up with anybody, but I am ready to just feel good. Not that I don't feel good now, just I guess feel even better. Feel like it's all in alignment. Does that make sense? Okay, wonderful, great. I think that this is a really great practice for me right now, especially with what my goals are and the intentions that I'm setting for 2022. This all just feels free flowing and just super, it meshes well together in alignment with everything that I'm seeking to do. That has been this video. Do let me know, what are you listening to? What are you doing for self-care? What are you planning to do in 2022? And how are you helping yourself get there? How are you helping yourself actualize what it is that you're seeking, desiring, wanting, going after? I'm gonna take one more sip of tea because I barely did that and I mentioned the tea. So let's see. That's pretty good. Okay.
So thank you for being here and watching today's video. If I have earned your like and subscribe, please go ahead, like the video and subscribe to this channel because we're going to be doing some fun, awesome self-care things. Thank you so much for being here. And until the next one, stay conscious and curate wellness, friends.
Bye. So the next couple of affirmation I don't know if it made it into the vision board video. I think I was too afraid to put it in, but I'm going to say it now. I think I did say that. I did. I definitely did. So yeah, whatever. Okay. I'm owning it. So,